When I booked the ryokan, the woman on the phone said, "If you like quiet, the outdoor bath is open all night. Just, please don't use it alone after 2 a.m. She laughed like it was half joke, half warning. I laughed too. I shouldn't have. It was a traditional hot spring and on the edge of a small town in Nagano, tatami rooms, paper doors, the smell of cedar and sulfur. I went on a weekday in winter because it was cheaper and I was burned out from work in Tokyo. There were almost no other guests. At dinner, I counted 2 older couples and a family with a small child. That was it. Perfect, I thought. Fewer people to share the baths with. After way too much food and sake, I lay on the futon, listening to the wind outside and the faint trickle of water from the baths below. Sleep didn't come. My brain was still full of emails and deadlines and stupid arguments with my boss. I checked my phone. 1:43 a.m. The indoor bath closed at midnight, but the Rotenbureau, the outdoor bath, was open 24 hours. I remembered the photos on the website, big rocks, steam rising under the stars, snow piled around the edges. And that silly comment. Please don't use it alone after 2 a.m. I got up. The hallway outside my room was dark, lit only by small orange floor lamps. The inn was silent, even the vending machines sounded like they were whispering. I padded down the stairs in my yukata, towel over my shoulder, little wooden sandals clicking softly on the floor. The entrance to the outdoor bath was at the end of a stone corridor. A wooden sign said, "Men's Bath." Below it, a smaller, handwritten sign. After 2 a.m., please refrain from bathing alone. If you must, inform the front desk. The characters were neat, but the ink looked older than the rest of the sign. I checked my phone again. 1:51 a.m. See? Not 2 yet, I muttered. Technicality. I slid the door open. Inside was the changing area, baskets, lockers, a big mirror, and a row of neatly folded towels. And one thing that felt slightly wrong. 3 pairs of wooden slippers lined up by the inner door. All men's size. All perfectly straight, as if placed by someone who cared about symmetry. I froze. "Hello?" I called, keeping my voice low. No answer. I listened. No splashing. No voices. No movement beyond the glass door that led to the outside bath. Maybe someone forgot their slippers, I thought. Or staff. I undressed, folded my clothes into a basket, and took my towel and the small wooden bucket. When I slid the glass door open, a wave of cold air hit me. Beyond, the outdoor bath steamed in the night. Rocks, dark and wet. A wooden roof covering part of the pool. Snow piled along the edges of the fence. Above, a sky full of stars, sharp and distant. It was beautiful. And empty. No one in the water. No voices. Just the soft hiss of steam and the quiet rush of hot water flowing into the pool. I rinsed myself at the little washing station, then eased into the bath. Heat wrapped around me, almost painful at first, then irresistible. My muscles unwound. My breath slowed. The cold air on my face made the rest of my body feel even warmer. I leaned back against a rock and closed my eyes. For a while, it was exactly what I'd hoped for, quiet, hot, empty. Then I heard the splash. Faint, but clear. Like someone stepping carefully into the water on the other side of the pool. My eyes snapped open. "Sorry," I said automatically, turning my head. Didn't realize someone. No one. The bath was still empty except for me. Steam curled up in ghostly shapes. I scanned the edges of the pool, the space under the roof, the rocks. Nothing. Maybe water shifted from the feeder pipe, I thought. Or a clump of snow fell. I settled back again. Another sound. Not a splash this time. A small, wet slosh, like fabric being wrung out. I looked toward the corner where the shadows were deepest. There, right at the edge of the water, lay a towel. White. Folded in half. Soaking wet. I was sure it hadn't been there before. "Hello?" I called again, louder. "Is someone here?" The wind rustled the bamboo fence. A bit of snow slid off the roof. The towel didn't move. My skin prickled. Maybe someone left it and went to the toilet, I told myself. I stared at the towel for a while, waiting for a hand to reach for it, a footstep on the stones, a voice saying, "Nothing." I tried to relax, but my body wouldn't settle. Every small sound was too loud, the drip of water from my hair, my own breathing, the faint squeak of wet skin against rock. I checked my phone, which I'd left on a dry stone nearby. 2:07 a.m. I frowned. Had I really been out here that long? It felt like 15 minutes, not over half an hour. The cold air felt colder now. The steam seemed thicker. I decided to get out. As I stood, water dripping down my legs, I glanced at the towel again. There were two now. Side by side. Both wet. Both folded in the same strange, neat way. A little too tight. Like something had been wrapped inside them and then removed. My heart thumped against my ribs. "Okay," I whispered. "I'm done." I grabbed my phone and started toward the glass door, trying not to run. Behind me, water shifted. The sound of someone standing up in the bath, slowly, with that heavy, dragging noise of skin peeling away from rock. I stopped. Cold went through me that had nothing to do with the night air. "Do not turn around," something in my head said. "Just go inside. Now." My hand reached for the door handle. It slid easily. Warm air from the changing area brushed my face. I stepped through and closed the glass behind me. The sound of water stopped. The changing area looked the same. Baskets. Lockers. Mirror. And on the floor by the inner door, where my sandals had been alone before, were now 3 pairs. One was mine. 2 were strangers. All wet. All neatly lined up. "There's someone else," I told myself. "They just came in quietly. That's all." I turned toward my basket. Stopped. There was a towel on top of my clothes. I hadn't left one there. White. Folded. Slightly damp. My name was written on the corner in black marker. Not my handwriting. Haru. I stared at it. I hadn't told the in my given name. Only my family name. They wrote Nishida-sama on my reservation and on the little card outside my room. No one here should know Haru. My heart hammered. Slowly, I picked up the towel. Something metallic clinked softly as it shifted. Inside, wrapped tight in the damp fabric, was a small silver key. Old-fashioned. Not like the card keys the rooms used. A real key. With a tag attached. No room. The characters were written in the same neat hand as the after 2 a.m. sign. Behind me, beyond the glass, the water stirred again. Soft. Patient. Like someone walking from one side of the bath to the other, testing the depth with their toes. I didn't look. I dropped the towel back into the basket, grabbed my clothes with shaking hands, and dressed half wet, not caring. The whole time, I felt watched. Not from the doorway. Not from the mirror. From below. As if, just under the floorboards, someone was lying in hot water, listening to my breath. When I finally opened the sliding door to the corridor, the air outside felt like a different world. Carpet. Soft lamplight. The faint buzz of the vending machine. No wind. No steam. No extra slippers. I almost ran back to my room. The next morning, I went to the front desk to check out. The woman who'd taken my reservation stood there, smiling. "Did you enjoy your stay?" she asked. "Were the baths to your liking?" "Yes," I said automatically. "Very relaxing." My voice sounded like it belonged to someone else. I hesitated. "Last night," I said. "In the outdoor bath, is there some kind of event? Or, Did someone leave a towel with a key? Her smile thinned. You used the outdoor bath after 2 a.m.? She asked softly. I swallowed. It was just a little after, I said. I didn't think it mattered. She sighed. It's not a rule we can enforce, she said. We just advise guests not to go alone. She looked at my face for a long second. Did you see anyone? She asked. Or, did you hear anything? I remembered the splash. The extra towels. The way my name had been written in someone else's hand. I heard water, I said carefully. But I didn't turn around. She nodded, as if that was the right answer. Good, she said. It's better if they don't realize you noticed. They? I repeated. She hesitated. There was an accident in the outdoor bath long ago, she said. After midnight. A man slipped, hit his head, and drowned before anyone found him. She glanced toward the corridor that led to the baths. Then there was another, some years later, she added. And another. Always at night. Always when someone was alone. Why not close the bath? I asked, throat dry. She gave a small, helpless smile. Because nothing ever shows up on the cameras, she said. Because the police call them unfortunate accidents. Because people forget, and hot water is good for business. She folded my receipt. Sometimes guests say they feel like someone else is in the water with them, she said. Or that towels or sandals move on their own. Or they find a key with no room number. She slid the paper across to me. Please throw it away, she said. The key? I asked. She shook her head. The feeling that no one else was there, she said. Her smile returned, polite and professional. We hope to see you again, she added. Next time, maybe come with a friend. As I walked to the station, my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. When I opened it, there was no text. Just a photo. Steam. Rocks. Dark water at night. In the corner of the frame, barely visible, a pale hand resting on the edge of a stone, fingers pruned and wrinkled from being too long in the bath. Under it, a single line. Already clean.